Hey everybody, even though loot's supposed to be randomized, I'm going to show you a run in the power generation complex on Dam Battlegrounds that guarantees at least one light bulb, one heatsink, and one cooling fan in the exact location you'll loot them every single time. The overall run also gives you a security breach, 1 to 2 weapon crates, a chance at a power rod, plenty of motherboards and processors, and more sensors than you'll know what to do with. I get you in and out of this run in 7 to 8 minutes. The best spawn-in location is north of the complex, as this is the fastest route. Don't panic if you spawn in south of the complex though, as anywhere in this green area is still worth running, and I'll show you the reverse route at the end of the video. While you can do the run from anywhere in these purple locations, I personally scrap this in favor of better routes on this side of the map. I'll start with a 1-minute overview, but if you want to skip forward to the run from a player perspective, check out the chapters below. From the northern spawns, you'll head east and southeast to the start of the broken bridge, where you'll want to jump up early as you can't clamber further along. Following the bridge, I'll show you how to drop down to a hidden weapon crate, continue along until you get to the field depot, and get your guaranteed light bulb in a drawer every single time. From the field depot, you'll make your way to the entrance of the tunnel, following it to the rooms inside. It's here you'll get a security breach and at least one guaranteed heatsink and one guaranteed cooling fan for that tier 2 caravan bottleneck. These are specific lockers where you'll get one every single time, not a generalized loot run where you might get one. Although you have about a 10% chance to get a bonus power rod out of this, I recommend bringing one with you to guarantee you get into the locked room. From here, you'll take a zipline down, check the bottom for a couple of loot spots, and make your way to a collapsed building for another weapon crate. It's as easy as a quick run down to the Raider's hatch from there, and you're out. Let's get into the details from a player perspective. For this run, we got pretty much the best spawn you can hope for here. If you spawn on the north side like this, you want to make your way to the bridge down here, and then run all the way to the end. So our first stop on this run is actually going to be at the end of this broken bridge. Getting to this spot's a little difficult. Essentially, you need to back up slowly and just let your character fall off. Stay away from the corner here. You don't want to be too close to that, or it'll bump you at the end. If it bumps you, you won't catch the clamber. Just hold spacebar on the way down for your first weapon crate. Now, dropping from here, you'll need to dodge roll at the bottom. And of course, we cannot have nice things. Editor Zeke here. Obviously, the run's going to slow down a hair if you have to stop and kill a player, then loot them, and then recover, but it's not by too much as you saw here, and then we can get right back on track. Okay, now coming up under the bridge here, you're looking for this field depot. This depot is where the 100% chance for the light bulb spawns. Skipping the rest, that's actually going to be in this drawer. There's going to be one power cord, one power bank, and a light bulb in this drawer every time you loot it. The cord, power bank, light bulb. Similarly, this drawer in the middle also has the same 2 blue items every time, but it's less important. You want the light bulbs for your prestige. Now you can loot the rest of this. I don't think it's all that necessary. I am going to check out these lockers though for the potential key spawn. Nothing worth mentioning. We're going to drop down into the tunnelway here. And once we're through this door, we have a very long walk. I actually like to take a right here just to stay out of this line of sight. We are taking a left here. Let me briefly explain how these servers work. When you come in here, 2 of the 5 servers at random are going to spawn breachable, and the same is true for the room next to this one. Those 4 servers appear to be interconnected in their loot, as only one server contains a heatsink and one server contains a cooling fan every time you do this. The quantities range from 1 to 2 of each. I've recorded more than 12 of these runs and probably run this route more than 30 times at this point, and it's never changed. Always one cooling fan, one heatsink. And while we're on the topic, the way these tend to generate is with 3 blue items and 1 item of either white or green quality, with the occasional 5th item spawning in the form of a power rod, but I wouldn't rely on that. The processors, the motherboards, and the sensors all spawn in quantities of 1 to 2. The cooling fan and the heatsink spawn can also spawn in quantities of 1 to 2, but again, you're only going to see instances of them one time. Anyway, let's get back into the run. We have to get rid of a turret. The first thing I like to do in here is scan for loose loot on top of these controls. You're looking for an advanced electrical component. This would allow you to just craft a Raider hatch key in raid, assuming you have the traveling tinkerer perk allocated. We did not get lucky this time, but you can see the loose loot spawns like this. There's a security breach right here that I like to check if you have the passive. Okay, so we're going to replace that, salvage this, and I hate to do it, but we'll get rid of the Pharaoh as well because it's too heavy. Grab some of the shoddy ammo. Right. There's the cooling fan. We already got the heatsink. But we still want to pry this last one because you can never really have too many sensors. Now we're going to use that power rod we just picked up to open this door. You got some loose loot spawns on the chairs back here. Typically a Vita spray or herbal bandages. These lockers are pretty juiced. Okay. These lockers are less juiced. There's an anvil. Defib. Usually in here I get things like ospreys, lots of blue tier items. But part of the beauty of this run is that you don't actually have to be level capped and able to access things like power rod crafting or security breach to still get a lot of value out of this. It's usually as much as I loot this room. We're going to drop down here. We have a loot bag and an ammo spawn back here. It looks like the bag spawned. Those, that's nice. We are encumbered, so we're going to drop down here for just a second. Alright. We are headed down the hill towards the broken building over here. And once you hit the broken building down here, you have a couple of options for extracting. If you're using a hatch key, which I highly recommend, you can either go to the pump house hatch or run across to the Red Lakes hatch. We're going right here. And if you're in a hurry, you can cut out this whole part of the run. This is just a second potential weapon crate spawn, so I like to hit it up to fill my pockets all the way, but it's not entirely necessary. Especially since we've already gotten a Bobcat. And once you're at about this point, if there was a Raider cache outside to the west, we'd be able to hear it. I do hear it ticking out there, so you can grab that if you're interested as well, but here's our second weapon crate spawn. Break that down, get the gun parts. Quickly run back here and grab our crate. There it is. A little exposed out here, but at least there's drones on duty. Alright, nothing worth talking about. Now the last step on our trip is across this water and up into the raider hatch, and out we go. I would recommend being careful here. I have seen people camping up here a couple of times. In my last run even, there was somebody waiting behind this rock. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense since not a lot of people are taking this specific hatch, so you should be good to go, because nobody spots you from up high. We're going to take our hatch and get out of here. If you spawn in any of these locations on the south side of the route, you're going to make your way to the broken building first, then make your way over to the zip line, take that up, loot the room as usual, loot the security breach room, follow the tunnel the opposite way, go get your guaranteed light bulb spawn out of the field depot, jump up onto the bridge, grab that second weapon crate that's sort of hidden under there that you have to drop down for, and then just slide down the hill and take that raider hatch out. If this helped you, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more quest guides, loot routes, puzzle guides, etc., go ahead and subscribe for more in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for your time.